Hey folks. Oh hey, Apple Scrones, you're already here. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, my hair's a bit messy. Yeah, I've got messy hair. How's it going? Um, I just published a video. It may or may not be controversial, not sure, about politics. I don't usually talk about politics on this channel, but politics is something I, do think about quite a bit. So, if anyone had any questions, any objections, any, flaming rocks they wanted to throw at me, please feel free. I would love to hear them. I will answer any questions y'all have. Hey, King over there. What should I call you? Should I call you King? Should I call you Froggy? Should I call you King Froggy? Should I call you King Can't Draw? Um, yeah. I hated your opinion. Aw, man. Well, hey, what you gonna do? Can't win them all. Can't win them all. Joking. Okay, good. I thought so. But, when people just type text, you can't always be sure. You can't always be sure. There's zero opinions to hate. Sweet. I'm not joking. I hated your opinion. Aw, man. Shadow 2024. Come on. Shadow's so cool. You can't beat Shadow. Come on. Come on. Um, but yeah, obviously I, revealed at the end who I'm voting for, right? Said that name loud and proud, right? Uh, so you guys definitely all know who that is, right? By the way, how you guys all doing tonight? King says, what opinion was there? He just explained their ideals. It was a go vote video, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of. Ending was so unexpected. Yes. I'm busy spilling juice on all my Perpetual Cosmos cards. Oh no! Oh no, we have to not revive the spilling juice on PCGs and PCG adjacent and, TCG things tradition. I got a unit test tomorrow in French. Oh, excellent. French. Parlez-vous français? Habelscron says, Zach, I've been having the Zachary. I've been having the simply greatest night of my life. Heck yeah, that's what I want to hear. Epic says, bro, I have my Spanish pronunciation test tomorrow. Oh, well, yeah, hit me up. I can help you out there. I am pretty good with Spanish pronunciation, I'm told. The good thing about Spanish pronunciation is it's pretty straightforward. Like, the vowels are pretty much always pronounced the same way, and so are the consonants. And, so, you can encounter a word you've never read before. Unlike English, you can encounter a word you've never read before, and pretty much know how it's said. Habelscron says, spilling juice on my card clash cards. I'll just get a new computer. Epic says, no, it's easy, but I have to do it in front of class. I swear I'll just about go off the rails and start lecturing about Zuvak. Yeah, fair enough. So, did anybody have any questions about any of the issues I raised in the video? Like, did anyone have any questions about healthcare, about climate, about, any of the stuff like that? Because, I don't know, those issues in particular, healthcare is something that, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out. It's not easy to just, sort of read a Wikipedia article and understand it. It had to, it took me quite a while to be like, wait, I've heard a bunch of things from different places. Some people say this, some people say this, and I'm very not educated about this. What is going on? What does this mean? What is, and I had to sort of piece it together in my head. And when it comes to climate is something that's part of science. So that is something I understand a lot better. The climate change is something that I did actually take a whole course on in college and studied it in other courses, and I've written about it professionally as a science writer, and I performed shows about it in my current job at, the planetarium. So, yeah, and like the other issues as well, like let's see, I'm missing some stuff that chat is saying. Epic says, oh, sorry, I read that. Hubble says, I'm good with pronunciation, but not with stringing together the words. Yeah, that's fair enough. Wiser says, I saw the stream. I didn't want to finish the video, so I'm just going to keep assuming who Zach will vote for. Oh, yeah? Who's that? Who do you think? Hubble says, Epic, you should start a PCG class. I agree. I would take that class. Epic says, yeah, so we're all young, Zach. How does this election affect our generation? I mean, very much, I think, right? Like, whoever becomes president, their policies are going to affect you and everyone else in the country for years and decades to come. They are going to get to choose who is going to be on the Supreme Court, right? That is something that you guys are going to have to be dealing with for decades, because whoever gets on the Supreme Court, it's a lifetime appointment, right? And they get to make some of the biggest decisions about the country. It is, in terms of, what I talked about climate, that's another thing that everyone in the country is going to have to be dealing with for decades, So, yeah, and, not even just going into the future, the next 4 years, we all have to live with who the president is and what their policies are. People who are, impacted, like everyone is going to have someone in their life who is impacted. There are people who are literally going to live or die based on who the president is. So, yeah, it is just tremendously impactful overall. Homosexual cowboy, what? Hubble Scrone says, would you say it's a good thing that Supreme Justices serve for life or until retirement, etc.? No, I don't think so. I get the justification for it is that because they serve for life, basically there's no temptation for them to get another job, and if there's no temptation for them to get another job, they can't be corrupt. They can't be bribed with another job. That's the justification for it, but ultimately, I don't think the system that we have right now is working, because it leads to the fact that you appoint them for life means that this is all based on the assumption that they're nonpartisan, but right now they're not acting nonpartisan. They're acting as part of a party, right? So it's let's say if one party appoints happens to get to appoint 3 justices, which, by the way, that happened in Trump's first presidency. He got to appoint 3 Supreme Court justices. And that means that sort of Trump's agenda is sort of at least in the Supreme Court side of things, is kind of locked in for decades, right? Now, 2 more Supreme Court justices might retire within the next 4 years. So, as it stands right now, there's 8 people on the Supreme Court, right? Right now, I think 5 of them are, conservatives, and 3 of them are liberals or, generally left-leaning. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, to answer the question, I don't think it's a good thing, because basically it lets one party sort of dominate the Supreme Court forever, while meanwhile people are we don't get to choose. We get to choose who's president every 4 years. We should get to choose who's Supreme Court justices more often, I think. Yeah, all right. I'm missing stuff the chat is saying. Let's see. I'm guessing you're voting Harris because New Jersey, that's the full reason. That's not a bad inference to make. My parents always vote out the judges during every elections retention vote. Elections retention vote, interesting. Oh, hey, Siren the Elf, how's it going? PCG politics before GTA 6. Heck yeah. Habel says this is the craziest stream so far. I'd say heck yeah, it is. No blueberry stream beats it. Wait, there was a blueberry stream? Oh, was that the one where I was eating blueberries? Those were tasty. Habel says, well, not better. This is just very strange to see you talk about this. Yeah, I can imagine. All right. This is just very much not what I usually do. But I don't know. It's not a usual time, right? It's a pretty wild night, and I don't know. The stakes are very high, so I don't know. I felt like I wanted to talk about it. Siren Nail says, "Did you say who you're voting for in the vid?" Not not really. I sort of I sort of like hinted in that direction, but I didn't outright say it, basically. But Wizo says Zach rants have ascended to the news if it was just some random guy. Heck yeah, man. My rants are just like, expanding. They're just like ascending. Soon I will achieve rant godhood. I don't know. I should turn on some light. It keeps being dark from this side of the room. I guess that's a little better. But yeah, I'm just like randomly, by the way, in the middle of the 2015 Goosebumps movie. I paused it when I saw some people talking in Discord, wanted to see what was going on. But yeah, can never compare to Mr. FBI, Mr. Beast's manager. Mr. FBI, I am not familiar with Mr. Beast's manager. I don't know a ton about it. But yeah, yeah, it's a pretty wild time, right? So, oh, it's Yak's brother? It's the Pat Dan lore? Is it? Wait, Yak's brother is Mr. Beast's manager? How do you think the community is doing? I don't know. I mean, everyone keeps saying it's dead. I don't see like a ton of activity in the server, but hey, we're all here right now, right? Like things feel pretty slow to me at the moment, but I mean, that just seems to be how the community just kind of goes, it just kind of seems to come and go and like, take a few months off and then people will come back and, oh, hey, we're doing an event. Oh, hey, let's do this. Oh, hey, let's do that. And it just kind of like balloons and blows back up to what it was. I'm hoping that's the case. But I think the other thing is like some people are kind of getting older, like, I don't know, Salman and Epic and, a bunch of people are like either going to college or getting jobs and stuff. And yeah, so I don't know. It might actually just legitimately be dying down, but it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I'm hoping some new people can get into it as well. King says the Goosebumps movie is so good. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, like, yeah, I am, I mean, enjoying it so far. I also watched the Goosebumps, like, TV series, the recent one. I also watched the 90s one. I actually legit watched it in the 90s when I was a kid. Not a ton. I wasn't a huge Goosebumps fan, but I caught it occasionally. But I like sort of rediscovered it more recently with some friends, and it is very funny to watch right now. I quite enjoyed that. But yeah, Mr. Beast drama is wild. Finally canceled. Got burned by the stake. Really? What'd Mr. Beast do? He's also like an ancient god? Oh, shoot. Wait. Mr. Beast is? Or Yak is? Or like, what's going on? Siren says, gotta start making more PCG shorts. A ton of people came from those. Yeah, true. T-R-U Ucus, as Chris would say. Yeah, I guess the problem I had with those is I kind of like eventually like wrote myself into a corner because it starts to feel kind of samey after a while, right? Like I had a bunch of original ideas with it, but after a while it's like, every single time it's like, you're in this crazy situation. What do you do? And like there's only so many times you can do that before it starts to like feel like the same thing every time. And it's like, how do I like break out of that? Ooh, I just had an idea actually. Like maybe, like what if ooh, yeah. Um King Froggy says the thing with mainstreaming is you don't know if people truly like the PCGs. That's true. That's very true. You're so full of sin. Oh my god, so cold. Am I missing out on some really good yak lore? I feel like I'm missing out on some good yak lore. Has he continued has he been streaming lately? I haven't seen it. Um Oh, hey Nailgun. Nailgun says, I think the reason why it's slow is because of what you said, a lot of people's school's in session. I doubt a lot of people are capable of multitasking PCGs, hobbies, schoolwork, and regular school days. Yeah, that's true. That is sort of almost always the case, though. Like, there's either school going on, and if there's not school, there's, like, vacation, right? Like, it's summer, so you have to be spending a ton of time with friends and doing summer stuff. And, I don't know. No matter what time of year it is, there's always something, right? Like, no one ever has enough time, which sucks. Which does suck quite a bit. Yeah, he has been streaming. He got sick, though. Oh, that sucks. But awesome that he's been streaming more. I need to get more into watching his stuff more. Then NanoSirs joined the Yak Lore. Who's NanoSirs? Do I know NanoSirs? Nailgun just dropped out of school, says Habel. Easier said than done, unfortunately, I think. Oy. So yeah, you guys voting tomorrow? Or today, or have already voted? If you're American. I mean, I know some of you are Canadian, right? At least one of you is a Canadian. So, can't vote. A lot of you are probably too young to vote, so I don't know why I'm even asking this, but still. Nailgun says, the PCG community usually picks up during breaks, June, July, December, so I'm hopeful. Yeah, I'm hopeful too. I'm trying to make more videos, so I'm trying to, do my part at the very least. Nailgun says, I voted. Heck yeah! That is excellent. I so voted, Overlord Zach. Heck yeah! Vote, 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 you guys. I voted too. I had to like wait in line for like freaking 2 hours yesterday to vote. It was very annoying. Like I first of all, the first hour of waiting online was out in the cold. There were like way too many people. First of all, there wasn't anywhere to like park, so I was like circling around a bunch of times, and there's like a bunch of other cars circling around, and there was nowhere to park. And then I had to like walk to where the place was, which is fine. But then waiting in line for like a freaking hour. And once you get inside the place, they make you wait online, but then they don't let you use your phone. So you're sitting, so they're like no cell phone. So I'm like, so I have to stand in line for another like 20 minutes without my cell phones. I'm just like sitting there like trying to listen in on the Spanish conversation of the people behind me. And, they were just talking about like, hey, what's your favorite place to visit? And it was Bahia del, and I didn't hear the last word. Habel says 2 hours, not a lot of schools in New Jersey, huh? I mean, there's plenty of schools here. Well, the thing is, I think the turnout is just really, really high here, right? Because, like, my county is right outside of New York City, and so the population density is just really, really high here. I think there's, like, there's, like, at least 4 places to early vote in my immediate area. I went to the one that's closest to me, but I guess there's just like a lot of people going to early vote. That could be like both because of the population density and if they're enthusiastic about voting, which hopefully is the case. Habel says no phone in line, just play PCG. That is an excellent idea. If only I had some paper and a pencil and someone to play with. Habel says, Zach, hot topic question. Is war bad? I mean, yeah. Yeah, war's like, okay, that's a complex question, right? That's like more complex than it sounds. Yeah, broadly, war is bad. I mean, like, people die in war. You know, I don't think it's controversial to say I'm against that. You know, like, I don't want to like shoot people for no reason. You know, listen, I'm the kind of person who like I don't even smush insects, right? Like I like just value life very, very highly. I don't want to hurt anybody, even if I don't like them or disagree with them or whatever, like, even in the context of a war. That being said, I do think that, like, sometimes war is necessary. Well, okay, I don't think war is necessary, but I think, like, defending yourself is sometimes necessary when you're being attacked by someone. Like, for example, in the case of Russia and Ukraine, like, if another country is invading your country, I think, you know, you may have to defend your country. And I think that's valid because, you know, if they can invade, they can kill a lot of civilians. You have to, like, protect the civilians. And it's like, ultimately, like, it's a really bad situation. Like, you don't want war ever, but it's like you gotta kind of like weigh the two things, right? Like, how many more people are gonna die if I don't do this, and if I don't defend myself, am I gonna lose the democracy that we have in our country, right? Are we gonna lose, you know, protections for the people that are here, you know? So yeah, is war bad? Yes. But sometimes you're forced to defend yourself. But really, you know, don't invade other countries. Let's just like not do that. Habel says make the PCG on the back of the ballot sheet. All right. Man, that's probably going to invalidate my ballot, but but I like the plan. King says no phone in line recall Pat Dan streams. Man, I need to stop missing these Pat Dan streams. Well, like, why does nobody alert me? Like, you guys gotta let me know so I can join. Epic says, meanwhile, Zach murders random guys in PCGs. I do not. I do not murder. Listen. I kill only in self-defense in PCGs, all right? All right, maybe I shouldn't say that. There's probably like a billion examples on my channel of me violating that rule. But I try to only kill characters in self-defense and PCGs, right? Like, if there's, you know, if there's like, if I can beat the screen, but by like turning people into allies rather than killing them, I'm gonna do it. Right? Remember that Salman PCG where there was like all those enemy guys, and every time I encountered them, I just talked to them until I I just debated with them until I convinced them to join my side, and slowly I built up an army of my enemy's forces. That was great. Habel says, Zach, how will my vote affect LeBron's legacy? How will your vote affects LeBron's legacy? Wait, didn't LeBron endorse Harris? Let me see. Let me like look this up. I get confused because I see so many like, shoot, my iPad's dead. All right, let me look it up on my laptop. I can't look it up on my phone because like, Habel says, I'll DM you next stream. Heck yeah, please do. Yeah. He does? LeBron endorses Harris? Well, there's your answer, right? if you wanna go with what LeBron want, like if you're concerned about LeBron's legacy, I guess vote for Harris since he's endorsing it, right? Yeah. Like, hold on. Yeah, all right. My computer is now open, as you can see. All right, let's Google this. Let's do my epic Google skills. LeBron Harris endorse. Okay. Okay. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out the truth of the matter once and for all. My computer loads so slow. NBA superstar LeBron James endorses Harris. Okay. There you have it. There you have it. This is America. If I want to vote for LeBron's legacy, I can. God bless. Heck yeah. Yeah. This is America. But yeah, man, I tell you, this election has been stressing me out. Like, the stakes just feel so high. Like, just so high. Like, I remember when I was younger, I still had strong feelings about who's going to win, right? But you didn't feel like if your side doesn't win, you didn't feel like... It didn't feel like this big of a deal. It didn't feel like it's going to be the end of the freaking world, right? My goodness, like, this has gotten me so stressed out. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. So, I don't know. I guess either I will feel a lot better tomorrow, or I won't, or I think the most likely outcome is we won't actually know the results tomorrow, unfortunately. The states are, like, super annoying with being like, yeah, we're going to, like, count our votes slowly over the course of, like, 3.5 days. Epic says, Zach, just let go. Yeah, easier said than done, man. Easier said than done. Habel says, you know what'll remove that stress? Fight pit. Yes. But yeah, it's good to like talk to you guys about it. That does make me feel kind of better, like just hearing from you guys, like, out there, being, I don't know, cool PCG people. I don't know. It's it's good. It's good, right? Whew. Needs time to lick their thumb between everyone. Yeah, I guess so. 1, 2. It's like, I don't know why I'm like doing the owl from that old Tootsie Pop commercial. Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? Let's see. A 1, a 2, a 3. 3. Epic says, I've just not had any feeling towards making a PCG. It's like I went from it was my life to nothing. Yeah, that sucks. Oh well. I mean, you probably burned out. Like, understandable. Like, if I do a thing for like a really long time, kind of burn out from it. But like, I don't know, at least for me, it comes in, like, things come and go in phases, like, you'll go through a phase where, or like, even just within a period of a few months, I'll go through a phase where I just want to, like, make PCGs, and then I'll go through a phase where I just want to, like, play Zelda games, and, like, so on and so forth. Habel says, I just think the freedom is limiting, if that makes any sense. Interesting. The freedom is limiting. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but my thought is, like, where my mind goes with that is, like, I guess the fact that you can make anything you want, you can go in any direction with a PCG, it can be kind of discouraging because it's like, which way do you go? You can make so many things, but it's like, just having so many options can be paralyzing, I don't know. That is something I've been thinking about. We should make a TCG, Zach. Yeah, maybe sometime. I that is something I've thought about. I do think about I have had like loose ideas for that sort of a thing, but nothing has really smacked me in the way that as an idea. Like nothing has smacked me that's made me actually go out and do it. Um so yeah. Um I just think that a Balzac Origins TCG would be so sick. Balzac Origins TCG? Interesting. How would I... Balzac Origins TCG. Oh, you mean, like, when you say Balzac Origins, you mean, like, based on the Balzac Origins Matak comic I made? Like, so basically, would that just be, like, Triptosian Society TCG? That would be a cool, that'd be a cool TCG. I mean, certainly there's a lot of, like, creatures there that you could pull from. Epic says, like, make cards and turn them into a PCG somehow. Yeah. Epic says Balzac Origins encompasses all of Balzac, does it not? Yeah, of course. But it's like, I didn't know if you meant a TCG about the origins of all the characters, or because like I've only released one thing that's actually called Balzac Origins, which is the comic. So I didn't know if that was what you meant. But even though, yeah, you're right, I did plan to make Balzac Origins stories for all the characters. Like each one would get their own Balzac Origins. The original idea was for them to be PCGs, but obviously the first one ended up being a comic. So yeah. But yeah, so I guess does it like before I go get back to my movie, does anyone have any like last minute questions for me? Havel says make sure to like the stream. Oh, thanks, Havel. But yeah, does anyone have any like last minute like questions for me about like the video, about politics, about anything like that? Epic, you were saying like that you wanted like more pros and cons for like each candidate or whatever. What's your reason to keep in PCGs? I mean, I like them. I don't know. I mean, like PCGs are something we started as kids, and I wanted to start the channel because like I don't want PCGs to like die with me. TCGs are, for example, are not gonna die no matter what happens to you and me and the people in this stream right now, right? TCGs are gonna be fine because Magic the Gathering is out there, Pokemon the trading card game is out there, right? Like Yu-Gi-Oh, like all those. There's like so many, professional TCGs, and because of that, there's always going to be homemade TCGs too, because it's just nature. Like people are just naturally going to make homemade versions of whatever, right? Epic says, so you feel that you're holding up a niche community? I mean, yeah, a niche community, but also a niche like art form, right? Like something that is sort of, I think, pretty unique. It doesn't really exist out there in the like, I don't know, professional world. I mean, it still doesn't, I'm like, but yeah, I mean, like, I think it's something unique, and it's like, man, like, I feel like there's something to this. I feel like PCGs have something going for them, and that's why, I wanted to, like, make a channel about them. and that I keep making them. And, you know, ultimately I just like them. I like the characters, I like the universe, I like the story, and I like the way PCGs are played. I like playing them, you know, they're fun. So yeah. Alrighty, folks. Well, it looks like we are having a... Habelscorn says, I know how to revive the community. PCG2? What's PCG2? Is that like is that a project? Is that an event? Like what's PCG2? All right, you guys. Well, that being said, it is the sequel to PCGs. Oh shoot. The sequel to PCGs. Like it's not even a PCG itself. It's like a whole different thing. The next iteration, right? I like it. Epic says, I mean, I tried literally everything I could think of with PCGs and it had like no effect. Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. Ultimately, like, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, man. What can I tell you? But I mean, you know, you say it had no effect, but you have a lot of fans, right? Your videos get a lot of views. I don't know if that, I would say that has no effect. You have more subs than me right now, right? Don't you? So, you, for a while there, you got a bunch of people playing PCGs. You created a whole, like, group full of, you know, full of PCG players. You had a PCG club, right? To me, that's, like, spectacularly successful. And yeah, like, the success is, like, a little bit more limited than we want. But, like, the fact of the matter is, like, you know, PCGs, when they succeed, they're going to be a group effort. It's not going to be because I tried a bunch of stuff and I found the thing that worked. It's not going to be because you found the thing that works. It's going to be because we get a bunch of people who are all trying things and they all get some of their friends into it. And like at some point you hit a tipping point, right? Like at some point it takes on momentum of its own. But you need enough people doing it. And until then, really the only thing you can do is have fun with it, you know, like have fun doing it and, you know, make your videos and people watch them, you know, and at some point, like if you keep going with it, you eventually hit a tipping point. Or maybe not. Who knows? I 100% think you should only like don't drive yourself crazy trying to make PCGs big. Like it has to be first and foremost a hobby. It's fun, you know. You do it as long as you enjoy it, and that's it. I think you, Epic, you got a bit burned out on it, and you started making TCGs. Great, you know. Come back to it when you feel like coming back to it, if you ever do. You know. That's pretty much all you can really do. Epic says, okay, thanks, Zach. You are very welcome. And yeah, I guess I will get back to my movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. You folks are the best as always. And PCG later.